Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of With Love MJ. Today's episode is extremely special because I'm going to be taking you through the journey of my very first doctor's appointment. I'll be sharing some important information as well as some very exciting moments. Today is January 17th, and I'm on my way to my first prenatal visit. A little late, of course, but I'm on my way. And I can't wait to hear my baby's heartbeat. Well, my appointment ran a little over. I was there for about 2 hours. I was only expecting to be there for 1. They asked me questions about my family history, about my health history. Everything was pretty much fine. Some things that we are concerned about right now. I don't have the sickle cell trait, but baby's dad, he does. So that's something that you do want to tell your doctor when you first go. It wasn't really a red flag when I told her, but I used to have epilepsy, and so I did tell the doctor that again, not a red flag, but if you know any family history, do all the digging that you can prior to going, because it's important that they know these things so they can better know how to serve you. So my family does have a history of high blood pressure, so that's something that I'm really looking at throughout this pregnancy, which I've been pretty fine. Every time that I've gone to the doctor or the hospital since I found out, and even before then, the doctor has said that I have excellent blood pressure, and I really want to keep it that way. So I try to control my sodium intake. I don't eat a lot of salt now, but sometimes I get cravings, and I usually try to fight them, just because high blood pressure, diabetes are really difficult things to try to fight while you're pregnant, and you don't want to acquire those health issues while you're pregnant. So after they asked about my family history, I had to get some blood work, which I hate. Like, now since I've been pregnant, also I'm 10 weeks, since I've been pregnant, I've gone to the doctor and the hospital maybe 3 times. You guys know the last time was my last episode, but I always get bruises, so I don't like really getting blood work. And I got an ultrasound. I'll show you guys that in a few, but they gave me this little pamphlet, and inside of it, it basically talks about some classes that I can take. There's the hospital tour that I'm going to do at some point, understanding my birth, excuse me, I have crazy gas these days, breastfeeding classes, the joy of parenthood, and mommy and me classes, understanding birth for teens, I'm not a teenager anymore, prenatal nutrition, pain management, mommy and baby basics, which is a 6-week class for the mom and baby, which I think I'm gonna do, family and friends CPR, generation to generation, so something for my mom to take part of too, a big brother and big sister adjustment class. I don't know that we're gonna do that. Dad has 2, Jaden and Ashton. I don't think it's really gonna be much for them to adjust to. I think they'll be fine. And baby brain power, which is something I'm interested in doing. I actually want to take all of these classes. I know that they're probably not all necessary, but I really want to get the most out of my pregnancy. So I think that I may take these classes. They're probably not going to be at this location. I may be switching locations. But yeah, it's just some good stuff to know. They have a lot of 6-week classes. And I mean, I'm pregnant, so I have time. I don't have, sad to say, I don't have much else to do like I do. But it's a great addition. It's something else to do, you know, so I can get the groove of it. And of course, the lactation class that I'll be taking, because I am planning to be a breastfeeding mom. So it's something I'll be interested in. So they gave me some more breastfeeding information. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about pretty much everything that they gave me. Really, it was more paperwork than anything during this visit. I did ask them about some things that I can and cannot eat, which are, you know, basically things I already knew. You can't have over 200 milligrams a day of caffeine. You shouldn't. It's not advised. No non-pasteurized cheeses, juices, because they collect bacteria way faster than anything else. No fish that is high in mercury. I can't have sushi, which is about to be hard. I can, however, have sushi that has like cooked fish or shrimp, those type of things. So I may be indulging soon. Just can't have raw fish, which is cool. But I don't know, with this government shutdown, you don't know what is what and what touched what. They gave me cord blood options. I'm going to actually look into private banking. I know that it might be expensive, but it doesn't hurt to look. Cord blood can be saved. It's blood that's collected from your placenta, and sometimes it can be used for medical treatment. So you just never know. They ask about genetic testing. So genetic testing is usually advised in more high-risk pregnancies. So if I was older, I had some type of ailment, you know, constantly being treated for something, they would want to do genetic testing just to be sure that me and baby are okay. So I think I'm going to pass on that for now. Later on, we might reconsider it because of the whole sickle cell situation. But yeah, we'll see. There's labor and delivery information. I don't know that I'm going to deliver at this hospital. I have a few things that I prefer for my labor and delivery experience. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm doing my research. I know all birthing centers have kind of the same schedule and they do some of the same things, but it's like those special add-ons like prenatal massage or postnatal massage, those type of things. I just, you know, new mom, I want to get everything. So some information that they gave me, some I've already known because I have friends, my mom obviously, and a few other people have already told me, you know, the weight gain probability is very high. I'm going to gain between 25 and 30. Already I've gained too much, so I'm going to be cutting back on a few things. I don't know how that's going to go, but really it's just like fluid. I haven't had any real problems. Tenderness up here, of course. Food aversions out the wahoo. Like, I can't eat anything with tomato sauce. Today, I threw up tuna, which is heartbreaking because I love tuna. Too much cheese makes me sick. Orange juice makes me sick. Right now, the only thing that doesn't make me sick is rice and beans. It's so crazy. I don't want any fried chicken. Like, oh, keep it away from me. And it's so weird because these are things that I love. I do love pickles. But pickles happen to be one of those things that a lot of pregnant people like, and they don't know. It's because the salt kind of curbs the nausea. So, just a fun fact if anybody is curious about why pregnant people like pickles. They say to add a 300-calorie snack intake to your diet. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm not really a, like, junk food junkie. I guess I get, like, salted peanuts and stuff. I don't know. 8 to 10 glasses of water. I try to do 120 ounces. I get about 80 down sometimes because if I get too full, it comes back up. That might have been a little too graphic for you guys, but it does. It happens. Food that's rich in iron and calcium. No alcohol or tobacco. Caffeinated drinks 1 to 2 a day. Avoid fish. So basically the things that I've already said. No hot tubs, sure. No overexposure to sun. I'm actually doing the summertime, so I'm gonna go to the beach a few times. No, I'm gonna be hot, but no overexposure, so gotta cover up belly, make sure I'm fine. Don't lift anything, which is great because I'm not. And I have to avoid chemicals and fumes. And travel is only acceptable until the 34th week of gestation. So, typical things. Use of over-the-counter medication. Really, the only thing that I can use for pain or whatever is Tylenol. I can use Robitussin. Hopefully, I never experience things like heartburn, but Tums and what is it called? Rolaids, those type of things you can use. There's a few other things, but I mean, if you guys get pregnant, then, you know, you have the same paperwork. And then they just have things about, like, the ultrasound. I didn't know, fun fact, your bladder should be full when you get an ultrasound. I thought it was the opposite because I had an ultrasound. I had a transvaginal, which is when they put like a probe inside of you. It has a camera at the end. It's an ultrasound. It's just internal. And my bladder was a little full. It was extremely uncomfortable, but pregnancy is not comfortable. So, hey. And then they have like some things about breastfeeding. So the moment we've been waiting for, get to see my little peanut. So they try not to do ultrasounds too early. I didn't know that the ultrasound wasn't advised this early, and that my first appointment I wouldn't be able to see my baby and hear the heartbeat. But of course I asked. I pushed my luck a little bit more, and the ultrasound had mercy on us because we wanted to see our baby today. So I am 10 weeks. My baby's heartbeat is beating at about 160 beats per minute, and here's my little angel. So right here, you can see her head. So you can see head to toe, my little baby. And she's growing. I keep saying she because that's what I want. But if you turn out to be a he and one day you see this video, it's absolutely fine. I love you too, baby. But whoever this is growing really fast, because the last time I got to see this, I could barely see. I could barely make out body parts. So I'm really happy. Baby's about 9 centimeters. I just get emotional when I look at this. I've been emotional all day because I can't believe it's a little body on the inside of me. I'm growing a little life on the inside of me. So today's appointment was really exciting. We both got to hear the heartbeat. I didn't get to record it because you can't record in the ultrasound room. So the ultrasound lab, which is fine. It was a very special moment. I cheesed the whole time. It was just great. I don't know. Today was great. I'm glad I finally got my picture of my baby that I can look at every night, every day. Probably gonna put it in my dashboard. So yeah, that has been my first doctor's appointment. It was